I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm just going to post that I'm going live on Facebook. I'm running a little bit behind today because I was tired this morning. I thought, shall I get up and do this or shall I stay in bed and sleep in? But I was awake, but it means that I'm not completely ready. Takes a while for everyone to get on anyway, doesn't it? So I'll just post on Facebook that I'm doing this live. Join me live now. I'm sleepy. It was fight night last night. I had a great time with some friends. Coffee, chat, and cards. Hashtag. I'm sure you're loving watching me working, but I won't be a minute. All right, here we go. Let's put this all about town, and then I'll be right with you. So I'm going to go deeper into the daily read, and I'm going to I've picked out a card from Colette Baron-Reid's deck, which is more about the daily read, which is all about receiving today, which is interesting. And why does that happen? In groups, you try and put a photo in there. It doesn't put it on there. So you try and do it again, and then it puts two photos on there. There we go. I have posted. Right. Now I'll go. So welcome everyone. I'm just running a bit behind, so I'm having to do this stuff that I usually do before it starts. I'm having to do it now. Oh, that's me. So welcome to Psychic Cafe. If you're watching, pop up a message, tell me who you are and where you're watching from. And I just made myself a coffee as well. Like 8 o'clock. Made myself a coffee. Right, okay. So yeah, the daily read, if you haven't watched it today, for the Wednesday, the 18th of December, it's all about receiving. It's all about asking for what it is that we want, for having compassion for ourselves, for being upfront so that we can receive off other people. Because often we don't have compassion for ourselves and we put everyone else first, and then at the end of the day we think, hang on a minute, I missed out there. I didn't get what I wanted. And the trick is to have compassion for yourself at the same time, right? To have as much compassion for yourself as you do other people. And then that will cause you to realize that you do want more. And you want to receive from people, and you want things back, right? And so then you start speaking up for yourself. And the card of the day from Colette Baron-Reid's deck is Unfinished Symphony. So I've got some unfinished business today. So maybe there's imbalances in your relationships where you haven't been receiving. Let's get rid of that. And so, yeah, maybe you're in relationships where it has been one-sided because you haven't been doing that. You haven't been having compassion for yourself. And so you haven't been asking for what you want from them. And you've kind of been giving a lot of your energy away, but it's not been coming back to you. Maybe you've been waiting for them to realize and do the same thing, but you don't really want them to do the same thing because it's dysfunctional doing that. It's good to know what our own needs are and then ask for them to be met. So let's see what Colette says about this. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that an emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so the symphony can finally end on a high note. Now, I'm hearing for some of you this is because of these imbalances. So relationships that have gone wrong because you had this thing going on where you weren't asking for your needs to be met, or you're putting them first all the time. And then you felt like at the end of it, it broke down because relationships like that can't carry on. And at the end of it, you feel that imbalance. And it's never rectified until you've got this lesson that you need to receive, that you're the one in charge of your receiving. And it can feel like you're a victim to that, but it's not true. You are the one that's in charge of your receiving. It's not, you don't sit back and wait for other people to guess what it is that you want in life. You've got to be proactive in that and actually ask for it. Let's see what it says about the relationship. Moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are. Make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So yeah, I'm getting to that. It's unfinished business when you're not getting that lesson, and so you end up in a really similar kind of relationship, bound up in those same lessons, this unfinished symphony, same lessons that happen over and over again if you didn't get it in the first time. And so if you haven't learned that self-compassion, learned how to speak up for yourselves, learned how to receive, then you're going to keep on having these unfulfilling relationships. And seeing as this week is all about having fulfilling relationships and expecting a lot more from our relationships, then that's very poignant for today. Poignant message for today. So let's check out some cards, go deeper into the daily read. Who's watching? Pop up a message saying me and where you're watching from. Okay. And so we can be creative. So today's not all about receiving. We can be creative. Something that's perfect for us. Being creative, but still, expecting to receive back from it. I know I see it posted sometimes on Facebook, people saying, just give without expecting to receive. It's like, why? Why? Why do you want to be an endless giver, not receiving anything? That's not balanced. And so if you find that you've been doing that with your creativity, you've been just pouring it out, giving it out, but you're not getting back what's perfect for you, then just watch out for that. But yeah, the giving energy can carry on, but it's good to have expectations of receiving back from it. But I'm not talking about gift giving, right? Gift giving is different, than having expectation back from it. It's not a good thing. If you give someone a gift and then hold it over them for the rest of their lives, that's not a good thing. I'm not talking about gift giving. That's very different. But some people take that gift giving and apply it to all of their life and then wonder why they don't have anything for themselves, why they don't have money, why they don't have the things that they want in their lives. It's from this over-giving. It's like codependency. It's not like codependency, it is codependency. Work face the situation. So this is where you've been draining yourself in work because you're giving too much. Hey, Cassia, how are you? It's got to face that. You've got to face these energy deficits in relationships. This where the same patterns keep on happening over and over again of over-giving, especially, and not receiving. You got to face it. And if you're doing it at work, well, work is the worst place to do it because work is where you. Sometimes work is the only place people are receiving. And if you're not receiving much from work, that's no good. I'm so tired today. I had a big day yesterday. It was such a fun day. But it was fight night last night and went with a couple of friends. Got back late. Not that late, midnight or something. Maybe before midnight. Still late for me. Stacy, how are you? Yeah, because it's hard to have gratitude for abundance when we're closing the door to it all the time, when we're not asking for what we want. It can be very hard to have gratitude for abundance when we're not experiencing it. And it's good to realize that too. Like my t-shirt was inside out, then it's not. When we're not asking for what we want, or when we're not receiving what we want, and then we think, because of the law of attraction teachings, we've got to be grateful for the abundance that we do have. And we're not actually being honest with ourselves, that it's like, hang on a minute, no, I'm hardly receiving a thing. I'm giving out all my energy and I'm hardly receiving a thing back. This is like facing it. You've got to face it, right? To change it. You've got to face it to stop that unfinished symphony from going on. And you've got to feel what it's doing to you. Feel the imbalances in the relationships. Feel the imbalance of the energy that you're giving out and not receiving back. This isn't about pretending to be grateful for what little you have and still ignoring the fact that you're hardly receiving anything back. Because it's when you face it and you really feel it. It's like, hang on a minute, this is really imbalanced. I deserve plenty back. That's when you can start asking for it from the universe, asking for it from other people too. Asking for them to step up and start giving as much as you're giving. Cool. You're doing it. And it feels really weird, doesn't it, Stacey? It feels really weird at first when you've been an overgiver. You feel really selfish when you just ask for one thing, and then you get it into it. And the more you get into it, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. And then you notice other people doing it really easily around you, and you're like, wow, yeah, this is how you receive. And then you can be truly grateful for what you are grateful for. Remember, we've got to be. If you've read any of my books, we've got to be honest with our feelings, right? Our feelings, our emotions, they are our guidance. They're our guidance system. And if we're trying to ignore it, if we're trying to ignore how bad we feel and pretend, oh, I'm grateful for the little abundance that we've got, then you're completely missing your guidance system. Your higher self is saying, hello, Claire, you need to receive something yourself. Stop giving all your energy away and ask for something back. And then when you start, it does get easier. But you feel really selfish when you start doing it. And that just shows how out of balance you are. And then down the line, you're receiving so much more. You have so much more to give when you do that. I didn't put the lights on today. Where are you watching from, Stacey? So just 2 more cards for the daily energies, and then I'm going to do some readings for you guys, whoever's on. Okay. Awareness and clear within. You know what I'm picking up from this? It's along the same subject. Often overgivers can wish that the whole world were overgivers. Libra, all about balance. Yeah, Florida. So yeah, often overgivers can wish that the whole world were overgivers. So it's like, I don't need to sort out my dysfunction if everyone else has got the same dysfunction. And that's not helpful. Really, you don't want that at all. You want people, you don't want to be people like that. You don't want to be a taker, Overgivers attract takers. Those drains that will just keep on taking. So you don't want to be like that, but you want to be the balance. Yeah. And so don't have the awareness of, I wish everyone was an overgiver and then I'd receive, because it's not even true. You can't have that. An overgiver is always going to attract takers, because that's balance. It's like water going down a drain. If you're a faucet gushing water out constantly, you need a drain. You don't need another faucet, right? So yeah, just clear that awareness that the world would be a better place if everyone was an overgiver, because it wouldn't. The world would be a better place if everyone's balanced for themselves. So all about, feeling it. So it might be a challenging day for some people, feeling those imbalances. Yep. There we go. I'm going to pick my cards out for the day. And then I'm going to do... I don't get the concept of asking the universe for all. What, just like writing your wishes down? Or... Because you don't really ask. I mean, it's just your preferences, you know. But the actual asking itself, like writing it down... Yeah, well, it does want to give to us with our struggles. It does. But we won't let it in. If we're continuing to struggle, we won't let it in. Have you ever seen someone like fighting something and they're not letting that easy solution in? They can't let it in because they're in that struggle. There's a meme on Facebook about that. It's some kid holding onto a rope and they're only in a really small amount of water, but they're kicking and splashing. And the adult just picks them up and stands them up, and the water's really low, but they couldn't find that. And it's the same with the universe. It can't find us when we're in the struggle. We've got to be aligned with it. My cards: strength, and courage, passion. Ooh. It's nice catching up with my friends last night. But I'm so tired today. I need a massage. I'm going for a massage today. Patience and overwhelming. Don't know what that's about yet, but I'm sure I will down the line. So who wants a reading? So yeah, Cassia, asking the universe. And when you write things down, like when you write a list of things that you want from the universe, that act, it's not asking, you've already asked for it, right? With your preferences and everything. But what it does is allows you to give it up. It allows you to surrender it when you write it down. It allows you to hand it over to your higher self and then be guided by your higher self to it. But yeah, you've got to allow it in, which means you've got to believe it. You've got to be on that same wavelength. Which is the tricky part. It's getting in alignment is the tricky part. I mean, that's how I help people out, is getting them into alignment. Okay, Stacey's up first. Oh, yeah, so you're receiving. It's about respect. It's about that for everybody, in fact. The more you love yourself and you respect yourself, the more other people will do it for you. And so if it's the respect part of it, if it's when you're not receiving from other people, that makes you feel disrespected. That's your trigger. That's like your hot trigger. It's that you're not respecting yourself. Like someone that's respecting themselves will not give their energy out for other people when they've got a need. Yeah. It's like when I was managing the Muay Thai stadium, and then I suddenly woke up to it. I suddenly realized I was neglecting my own business and helping someone else make money and make their business bigger. Meanwhile, I was having financial struggles because I was neglecting my business. And it was like, hang on, I need to stop this. I need to stop this right now and focus on my own stuff, focus on my own business, mind my own business, right? And that was the same thing. It's like giving people can fall into that trap so easily, and you've got to catch yourself when you're doing it. You've got to go, oh, it's me that's got to respect myself first. It's me that's got to focus on my own stuff for myself. And then when you do that, when you start giving it to yourself, that self-respect, that's when other people start giving it to you too. They match you. They match you in that. So that's your trigger. It's the respect thing. And so whenever you feel that, whenever you feel disrespected because you're not receiving, it's time to take a step back and like, hang on a minute. This means that I've got to mind my own business. I've got to start doing it for myself. This one's for you, Stacey. No wonder you came on today. Yeah, you got to believe in yourself more. And so this comes up for so many givers, is that they think that everyone else deserves the world. They think that everyone else deserves everything, and they don't think the same for themselves. And you've got to clear that. You've got to believe in yourself. You deserve it all too. And when you're on a par, once you raise up your self-esteem and your self-respect and self-worth, so you're putting yourself on a par with everyone else, then that's when it's going to get much easier. Again, it's like I said in the daily, it's the compassion. Who was it? Was it the Dalai Lama that said it? Compassion isn't complete if it's not including yourself. You've got to have as much compassion for yourself as you do for everyone else. Same, you've got to have as much belief in your deserving as you have belief in everyone else is deserving. So it's like you're already half the way there, because you're realizing that people deserve plenty, which is why you give it out. You're just not believing you deserve plenty. So believe in you, Stacey. And it's good to take a step back. You know, people won't crumble and fall apart if you stop giving to them. But if you take that step back and stop giving, and focus on yourself, they'll be happier in the long run. And like when I did it, when I backed off from I stopped managing the stadium, the gym there. It took me a month to go back, and then I was really clear. It's like, no, I'm spending my time on my energy on my business now. And they were fine with me. They had a bit of a reaction at first, like people have a bit of a reaction at first, but then when they saw that I was happier and looking after myself, they were okay. Yeah, stay strong. Yeah. Well, it's that never-ending story, Stacey. That's why we've got this. That's why we've got this today, Unfinished Symphony. It's the never-ending story card. It's like things keep on happening, they keep on happening. And we're not a victim to it. We've got to figure out, like, how is it that I'm doing this? How is it that I'm doing this? And sometimes you can talk to other people and they'll try and keep you in that victim mode, saying, no, it's not you that's not doing it. But you've got to take responsibility, because only then can you change it. Cassia, do you want one? Anyone else want a reading? Just pop up a message saying me, please, and I'll do that for you if you're watching. Thanks for all your likes as well on this video. If anyone is watching and wants a private, if you don't want like a public reading like this, but want a private reading, then there's a link in the comment box on this video to book in for one of those. And if you're watching the replay, then there'll be a link up there for it too. Cassia. Okay, so yours is linked with abundance and intimacy. So you're expecting a partner. Maybe you're expecting too much from a partner, or the idea of a partner. Your abundance is tied in with intimate relationships, and it shouldn't be. It's like, I've been in relationships, I've been in both way rounds. I've been the codependent type, looking after someone else, earning all the money, looking after them. And I've been the receiver too. I've been in relationships with people that have got way more than me, and both were really frustrating and really not good. But a relationship with two people that are both minding their own business, like, think about it, two people that have got their own businesses and are focused on their own businesses and are following their own life paths and doing things for themselves, sorting their own abundance out. They can love and support each other as equals, so there's no power play going on. Because when abundance is connected with relationships, there's power play. It's not good. It doesn't feel good. Either way, it doesn't feel good. One way you feel resentment, the other way you feel powerless. And they can dictate over you, take the power. Ooh. So yeah, you need to disconnect that. You need to mind your own business, Cassia. And then your relationships can be an equal partnership. Children make it difficult, especially if you're the one looking after them, doing most of the work. And again, if you're the one that's doing most of the work with the children, that shows an imbalance, doesn't it? You've got to feel that imbalance. It's like, why are you doing more work? In Thailand, they don't. It's not like women do all the work. Not at all. It's probably really equal, it feels imbalanced the other way to me. Like the men do so much here. But I think that's my point of view, because I've experienced the Western culture where men don't do a lot and the women do a lot. Children make it tricky. But if you're the one that's doing all the housework, doing all that work, and not even asking your kids to help, then your children are adults. Yeah, mine too. But even so, that can be worse, right? I don't know, when my eldest son was staying with me, living with me, and he was 18, 19. Oh, I was doing so much work. I was earning the money. I was paying all the bills. I was looking after the house. And I'm like, hey, guys, like there's 3 adults in this house. How come I'm doing it all? And they somehow managed to talk me around to, you just have to stop though. I had to just get out of it. It's like, what do? You don't clean the house, and then you've got to live in a dirty house waiting for them to notice, and then they don't notice. It's like, no, you've just got to not be around people like that in the first place. And it's pretty confronting when it's your own children. It's like, shit, I taught them to be like this because I kept on doing it and never asked them to help out, and now they think that it's my job. It's like, I created these monsters. Oh no. But yeah, literally, it's true. When we've had that pattern of overgiving, and then our kids just like don't help us out and stuff, it's our fault. Oops. Cassia. Oh, this is not about the same thing. This is about something new. You've got bigger things on the way to you. It's like, I'm seeing you in like this little, like a glass box, like, and it seems like a cage for you. But it's not even true, like a bubble. It's like a bubble. It's not solid glass. It's like a bubble. And it's like you're seeing out of it. You can see through, so you can see out of it. You can see what's available to you, but you're feeling like you're caged by it. And it's not real. It's not real. You're limitless, and it's like you're just acknowledging that. And as soon as you acknowledge it, as soon as you get into that vibration of it, then the universe will step in and bring something into your life, change it completely. You got something good coming. You've got to believe in it first, though. You've got to open your eyes to it and see. There really was that today? That might have been in today's reading too, in the daily read, that we're in such a great time at the moment. This is like the easiest time to be alive, for sure. We've got access to pretty much everyone through social media. You can have like an idea and put it out there so easily. You can, like the other day, I had a question about something really specific about diet. I can't even remember what it was. But I've been watching this video, this expert, and I had this question. And you know what I did? I just messaged them. I messaged their Facebook page, and they answered me, and they answered my question. It's like that. Those are the times that we live in now, that we can ask the world expert in it a specific question that we've got, and we can get an answer like that. It's incredible. And when you expand your mind to realize the potential that we've all got because of that, because everything is at our fingertips. It's like literally, we had all the power of the universe before, but it used to be quite slow. Now it's really instant, because we can get instant answers, instant information, access to anyone, anything so fast. And yeah, when you open your mind to that, Cassia, that's when when the universe can step in. It's like, oh, she's realized now she's aligned with it. Now we can put this thing in front of her. So, Cassia, don't focus so much on trying to fix yourself. Don't focus on what's going on in your life at the moment. Open your eyes to a bigger picture on what's available, what's possible. Have you looked into the, what they're called? 2 guys, can't even remember the names. Access Consciousness. Have you looked into that? They teach about that. What's his book? Just find it on my Kindle. Something about magic. Come on. I'll find it for you. I obviously haven't read it for a long time. Where are you? Yeah, it's called Access Consciousness. Dane, his name is. Where's his book? Oh, maybe I didn't get it. Maybe I've got the audio version of it because I'm thinking it's like. Oh, there's one of their books. Yeah, I think I've got the audio version of that book. But this is one of their books. Quite a confronting title. Hang on, just get to the title page. Gary Douglas, that's it. Money isn't the problem, you are. Gary Douglas and Dane here. Yeah, check out that. It was actually one of Dane's books that I was thinking of. It's called Magic, Living Magic or something like that. And yeah, it's really good to expand your mind into that anything is possible kind of mindset. Does anyone else want a reading? Anyone else watching wants a reading? Yeah, check it out. They do like energy healing and other stuff too, which I've never really connected with. I've had it done to me, but I didn't really feel much from it. But yeah, their teachings, their like mind, their consciousness teachings are really good. They also do a technique, a letting go technique too. I can't remember. I looked into it years ago. And yeah, some of the techniques are really good. Some of the letting go techniques are really good. But yeah, the big thing that I like about it is just their teachings of you've got unlimited potential. They really talk about that a lot. And when you listen to them, it can really expand your mind into what's possible. Okay, I'm going to go for a massage because I am tired. My shoulders are aching from carrying a heavy bag home, traveling day before yesterday. So if anyone wants a private reading, then the link is in the description box. I'll be on tomorrow. So come join me tomorrow if you want more coffee and chats. Thanks for coming along. Have a fantastic day, night, I think it is for both of you. Access consciousness, yeah. Bye.